Major legal action may soon come out of the Haitian immigrant influx in Springfield. A nonprofit Haitian support group filed criminal charges against former President Donald Trump and Ohio Senator J.D. Vance for their comments about Springfield's Haitian immigrants. Eli Burgett has spent the day in Springfield and is now breaking this all down for us.
The Haitian Bridge Alliance is a nonprofit support group that advocates for fair immigration policies, as well as providing legal services to Haitian immigrants and other minority groups. Earlier today, we learned that their founder, Guerline Yosef, has filed criminal charges against Donald Trump and J.D. Vance for their many disparaging comments against the Haitian population of Springfield. The Chandra law firm, based out of Cleveland, has filed criminal charges on behalf of the Haitian Bridge Alliance against former President Trump and Senator J.D. Vance, saying in part, quote, "Any reasonable person knows that if anyone else had said and done these things, they would have been arrested by now. Former President Trump and Senator Vance must be held accountable to the law." The filed charges include disrupting public service, making false alarms, and committing telecommunications harassment, among others.
There is a law in Ohio that allows a private citizen to bring these charges, and then either a judge would have to do something or refer those, make a decision, or refer those to a prosecuting attorney.
These charges are in regards to the many comments Trump and Vance have made on Springfield's Haitian immigrant population, many of them being rumors that they have been eating cats, dogs, and wildlife in the city. But despite these charges being filed, there are many exceptions that may prevent them from reaching a court of law, most of them having to do with the First Amendment right of free speech.
Proving beyond a reasonable doubt, having the requisite knowledge, being able to repeat something like that on First Amendment grounds, for example. All those potential exceptions make it difficult to actually sustain a charge.
Ohio's Attorney General Dave Yost says in a recent post on X, this affidavit seeking criminal charges against Trump doesn't set out a crime or even allege a causal connection to Trump's comments. It won't survive a cursory probable cause analysis, let alone scrutiny under the First Amendment.
That was Eli Burgett reporting. Now, Clark County Prosecutor Dan Driscoll says the merits of this case will be taken seriously.
I can almost assure you is that no matter who reviews this, they're going to review it based on the law and not based on who the subject of the investigation or the subject of the charges is.
Former President Donald Trump recently announced, in fact, that he'll be visiting the Springfield area in the near future, but has no date yet been set. A spokesperson from the Trump-Vance campaign giving us this statement, though, tonight, saying in part, quote, President Trump is rightfully highlighting the failed immigration system that Kamala Harris has overseen, bringing thousands of illegal immigrants pouring into communities like Springfield and many others across the country. And Springfield Mayor Rob Rue also commenting on the criminal charges filed. He says in part, quote, it is critical that public discussions, especially on sensitive issues like immigration, are grounded in facts and not falsehoods. Springfield's priority continues to be the safety and well-being of all our residents, including the Haitian immigrant community. And in less than an hour from now, Springfield will be holding a city commission meeting that begins at 7 p.m. Kasha Hancock is there, and she will be bringing us the very latest from that meeting tonight at 10 and 11. And we have been keeping you up to date on air and online. You could find all our coverage right now at Dayton247now.com. And as always, of course, we're bringing you updates on our social media pages. Be sure to like and follow us at Dayton247 Now on all platforms. Of course, we'll keep you in the loop as soon as we learn new information. Tonight, the city of Dayton seeing yet another violent weekend where 2 people lost their lives. One of those victims was a 26-year-old woman. Lydia Bice spoke with Dayton police about this case today. So, Lydia, what did you learn?
That's right, Elise. That 26-year-old mother that you mentioned was in the back seat of a car with her 4-year-old daughter when she was hit by a bullet. Now, her boyfriend was driving that car and tried to get her to Miami Valley Hospital, but she passed away on the way there, right in front of her little girl.
After the gunshot went off, he began to hear his girlfriend screaming that she had been shot, and she was shot and passed away inside the motor vehicle with her 4-year-old daughter in the back seat with her.
I-75 southbound near where this incident took place, but they say there's no indication of road rage or any suspicious activity. The driver says he recalls seeing a blue Chevy Impala and another white vehicle behind him around the time of the shooting. So if any of you at home have any information, you're urged to call Miami Valley Crime Stoppers at 937-222-STOP. Now, coming up on Fox 45 at 6:30, you'll hear more from Major Brian Johns with the Dayton Police Department on why he thinks we've seen this increase of violence throughout the city of Dayton so far this year. Back to you.
The second homicide in Dayton this weekend took place Sunday afternoon on Luella Avenue. A group of 5 young people were in a stolen white BMV, according to police, when they drove up to a group of people standing outside and opened fire.
Our victim, who was 36 years of age, just standing there, had nothing to do with any of this type stuff, just standing there, but he was shot and killed.
Police say that when the white BMV was reported stolen just before the shooting, and that there have been 1,412 cars stolen in the city of Dayton so far this year. Again, if you have any information, you are asked to call Miami Valley Crime Stoppers at 222-STOP. Well, the man you see right here behind me has now been indicted on charges related to that standoff and shutdown that happened in downtown Miamisburg back in August. 32-year-old Jonathan Brown now faces 5 charges, including felonious assault, inducing panic, and interfering with operation of a train. Remember, Butler Township Police say they found Brown at a hotel with a missing juvenile plus another juvenile. He drove off before police could question him, leading to a multi-jurisdictional chase that ended in Miamisburg. That's when Brown drove into the side of a moving train near Linden Avenue, leading to a SWAT standoff. Miamisburg City, schools actually on lockdown and shut down of that area. Brown was eventually arrested. He'll be back in court to be arraigned on those charges tomorrow. Springfield police saying a man was hurt in a shooting earlier today. It happened on South Wittenberg and West Grand Avenues just this afternoon. The victim was taken to the hospital, then flown by care flight to Miami Valley Hospital. We're working to learn more about this incident. As soon as we do, of course, we'll update you on air and online. And the man charged in a deadly shooting earlier this month has pleaded not guilty. 23-year-old Alday Sheen Morgan faces 7 charges, including murder, tampering with evidence, and felonious assault. Police say they found 32-year-old Corwin Moore shot outside Summit Square Apartments. He was taken to the hospital but later died. Morgan is now behind bars on $1 million bond. Dayton police updating us again today on a shooting that happened over the weekend in the 3000 block of Hoover Avenue. On Saturday, we told you 2 people were hospitalized, but they are expected to be okay. Now, we know those victims are 16 and 17-year-old males. Dayton Police Department's Violent Offender Unit is now investigating. And then we now want to give you a live look in Miami right now because Tropical Storm Helene is set to turn into a hurricane later today. Now, the storm formed in the Northwest Caribbean Sea and is now headed towards Florida. Right now, it's swirling about 45-mile-per-hour winds, but could transform into a Category 3 major hurricane as it moves across the Gulf of Mexico. Many counties already in Florida's western coastline are already under that mandatory evacuation order. Nearly all of Florida, though, is now under a state of emergency. Now, in preparation, Ohio Task Force 1 has been activated to mobilize to support FEMA down in Orlando. The team will deploy 82 members and bring more than 50 tons of equipment. Tonight, they're getting ready to hit the road, and Jenny Lee Bork was there as they started packing up for that trip south. So, Jenny Lee, did they talk about any potential dangers on this mission?
Yeah, Elise, Ohio Task Force 1 is one of 6 that's been activated out of 28 national task forces to head down to Florida and prepare for search and rescue efforts if needed. Again, as you mentioned, they consist of 82 men and women who are all highly trained in different search and rescue specialties. I asked Jeffrey Newman, the task force leader, what some of those dangers are that they may encounter. And And I just want to let you know that they pulled out of here around 5 o'clock. They're expected to drive to Tennessee, where they will stop for the evening. Then they have to be in Orlando tomorrow by 5 o'clock, where they will hunker down and wait out the storm to see if they're needed for rescues. Later tonight at 10 and 11, hear more from the task force about how they prepare to help save lives. Back to you in studio.
Now taking a live look tonight from our Eco Plumber Skycam. The storm could actually impact our area. Natalie, how is that going to happen?
We are expecting some rainfall from Helene a little bit later into this week, even into the weekend. Tropical moisture will be around, so we're going to be monitoring that. But here's a look at what's going on currently. So this is Helene right now. Right now, maximum sustained winds are at 50 miles per hour. So it is strengthening pretty quickly. And as it makes its way right through the Yucatan Peninsula, it is expected to strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane and eventually likely going to be becoming a major hurricane. Category 3 strength is looking pretty likely with this. And then notice the track making its way to the western coast of Florida, but then making its way further northwestward, even closer into our region right here in the Miami Valley. We're going to be seeing some impacts as far as precipitation by our Friday, Saturday, even into our Sunday time frame. We even have some storms going on across the Miami Valley right now. We had a tornado warning in Preble County earlier today. I'm going to talk about that. A funnel cloud spotted with that storm earlier, and now in Darke County near Ansonia, some rainfall there. Some showers and storms east of West Liberty, and we'll continue to track more rain chances this evening. I'll time it out for you in just a bit.
A dangerous chemical leaking into the air in Hamilton County tonight. Everything we know right now about this very fluid situation after the break. And there's a new way for police to know more about the person they're pulling over. How this new Communication Disabilities Partnership is helping medically diagnosed Ohioans and how you can apply.
Plus, I'm tracking storms for this evening, and eventually we'll be tracking Helene and the impacts we'll see here in the Miami Valley. That's coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The Triple Option Podcast, presented by
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Now that Helene has developed in the Caribbean Sea, people along Florida's Gulf Coast and points inland are preparing for its arrival as a major hurricane. And a couple of lenticular clouds appeared during sunset on Sunday in Montana. They typically form when a strong flow of stable air blows across mountains and is forced upward.
Listen to Off the Radar, new episodes every Tuesday. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Right now, a dangerous chemical leak of styrene gas in Whitewater Township. That's in the area of US 50 and State Route 128 in Hamilton County. Now, anyone in the area is told to evacuate immediately in any direction, as there is a threat of an explosion. Christian Hauser was on scene and explains what we now know tonight.
Well, there remains a wide evacuation area surrounding the chemical leak and that rail car. We're at the intersection of Lawrenceburg Road and U.S. Route 50, and this is as close as drivers can get from the west before they're being detoured. We're about 2.5 miles from where that incident is taking place. We have learned several new details, though, over the past hour. First, that leaking tank car did not actually derail. It remains upright and on the tracks. However, there is an issue with the safety relief valve on the tank car. Those are designed to vent in case the pressure inside that car becomes too great. Now, it's a safety feature that will prevent a larger disaster or potential explosion. Now, the leaking train car is close to that Kroger and just west of the Great Miami River, if you're familiar with the area. Fire crews were doing their best to keep water on that valve to keep it cool. I want to show you some video that Aaron Vetter, a user on Facebook, shared. He was pretty close to this tank car just by the cell phone video, and it really does show this leak. Now, he says in the video that this was spewing into the air like this for 45 minutes.
That was Christian Hauser reporting. Of course, we're told styrene has been released and crews are now working to contain the vapor, but we will, of course, keep an eye on this developing situation throughout the night tonight.
Well, we had some active weather here across the Miami Valley, a tornado warning that was issued for Preble County earlier into the afternoon, and multiple photos and videos of a funnel cloud that was spotted. This is taken by Brian Jones. You can see the funnel cloud right there. Now, notice you could see some rotation. A lot of times it's hard to know if this is a funnel cloud or if it's just an ominous looking cloud, but this certainly is a funnel cloud. You can see some of that rotation there. No reports or videos of it touching the ground. That being said, we do have some damage reported in Preble County. Barn has some damage to it, so of course they're going to look into that to determine exactly if that did touch down. Again, that was in Preble County, east of the Eaton area earlier today. So thanks for Brian for sending that in. If you have a photo, I'd love to see it. You could chime it in. Head to our website, Dayton247now.com. We still have some storms around the area. Severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect until 8 p.m. this evening. So here's a look at where we still have some showers pushing their way through our Darke County, making its way northeastward, north of Loramie Township. We'll continue to monitor for perhaps a stronger storm with gusty winds. There is some weak rotation with these, so we'll have to keep our eye out on that as well. Otherwise, shower chances taper off for the rest of this evening. Notice a shower or two heading into the day tomorrow. This system exits, and then our eyes will turn to Helene, which is right now a tropical storm, but some impacts expected right here in the Miami Valley. You could see light rainfall totals for the rest of the evening, but heading into the end of the week, additional rain is expected across the Miami Valley.
In partnership with Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities, the Ohio BMV announced more than 2,000 license plates have now been registered in the voluntary database for people with medically diagnosed communication disabilities. This helps officers in a traffic stop adjust their approach if a driver or passenger has communication challenges and reduces misunderstandings. An Ohio woman who is deaf explains her anxiety when getting pulled over and how this new system helps.
I'm afraid that if I reach for something that from my glove box, that they'll think I'm reaching for a weapon or something and for something else. It's nice to know that when I'm getting pulled over, my name will pop up in the system and they'll see that there's a communication disability, which means the police officer will know that to expect a variety of ways to communicate.
The officer can use sign language if they know it, an iPad, or paper and pen to communicate better. You can learn more about this new law and sign up at ood.ohio.gov. Well, Pizza Bandit will soon have a lot more to share in downtown Dayton. Still ahead, we're going to have a look at their new kitchen and how you can celebrate the new menu tomorrow. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
It's new full kitchen, and there's a fun way to celebrate tomorrow. Tage Joshi gives us a sneak peek at the inner workings of Pizza Bandit at Yellow Cab Tavern.
This is Yellow Cab Tavern right here in downtown Dayton's a venue known for karaoke, concerts, and food truck rallies, and Pizza. That's right. Pizza Bandit is the resident food truck that sits outside Yellow Cab Tavern, and they are always serving up good cheese, pepperoni, and lots of specialty pizzas. And I want to share some big news with you with a little bit of a sneak peek. If you follow me here into the kitchen area here at Yellow Cab Tavern, well, they have a brand new pizza kitchen ready to go. And this is something that will be open to the public starting tomorrow, Wednesday evening. Here in the kitchen, we see our good friend Brian Johnson from the team here at Yellow Cab. He's saucing up some of the pizzas here. And what you got to see right here are the new pizza ovens. That is the heart of what this new expansion looks like. And the team here told me the goal here is to expand their pizza service to, of course, feed even more customers and keep their specialty pizzas like the crab rangoon, the tikka masala, the elote on the menu permanently, or at least semi-permanently, and they're adding calzones and salads to the menu. A lot of big changes here for a staple place to eat and drink in downtown Dayton. And if you want to be a part of the fun, they have a special event tomorrow evening, Wednesday evening, to commemorate the new kitchen and enjoy lots of the new tasty, tasty food. My friends, let's send it back to you in the studio.
Well, we went from about a month with barely any precipitation, 1/100 of an inch here and there, or maybe a trace or two, to record rainfall today. Believe it or not, hitting a record 1.29 inches of rainfall today, surpassing the record of 1.15 inches set back in 1945. So here's where we stand right now. Our total is now at 1.62. We're still behind a little over an inch and about 2.5 inches behind for the year, but we definitely put